The meeting room on the starship Harmony's edge was quiet, except for the soft hum of life support systems. Kim Taiho sat at the round metal table, looking at the three alien beings across from him. He had been doing this job for 6 months now, but he still felt amazed every time he saw them. To his left sat Kikstra, the Velkan ambassador. She looked like a giant salamander, but her skin was smooth and wet, changing colors from blue to green as she moved. Her large eyes blinked slowly, and when she spoke, her voice sounded like water flowing over rocks. Captain Moradin, the Zephyrian, sat in the middle. His feathers were bright yellow and red, and his sharp beak moved quickly when he talked. His species had evolved from birds, and Taiho could see it in the way he tilted his head and moved his hands. The third alien was Teklon from the Quarry species. He was tall and thin, with gray skin that looked like stone. His people came from a desert planet, and they moved very slowly and carefully. "Today, we talk about fun activities," said Dr. Park Jiwon, the human psychologist sitting next to Taiho. She smiled at the aliens. "We want to learn what your people do for joy and relaxation." Kikstra's skin turned a happy shade of bright blue. "My people love to swim in our great marshlands. The water is warm, and there are many plants and small fish. We float on our backs and watch the sky. It makes us feel peaceful." Captain Morden ruffled his feathers. "The Zephyrians enjoy flying high above our mountain homes. We race through the clouds and sing together. The wind carries our voices across the valleys." Teklon spoke slowly, as his people always did. "We climb the tall rock formations on our world. The higher we go, the closer we feel to the stars. Some climbs take many days." Dr. Jiwon nodded and made notes on her tablet. "These sound wonderful. Taiho, why don't you tell them about human recreational activities?" Taiho leaned forward. "Humans enjoy many different things. We like to swim in oceans and lakes. We hike in forests and climb mountains like Teklon's people. We also enjoy beaches, where the land meets the water." "What about your marshlands?" asked Kikstra, her skin flickering with curiosity. "Surely humans must love these places as we do. They are where life begins, where water and land come together." Taiho paused. He had not expected this question. "Well, we have places like that. We call them swamps or marshes, but most humans don't go there for fun." The three aliens looked confused. Kikstra's skin turned a puzzled shade of purple. "Why not? These are the most beautiful places. The water is full of life. Plants grow everywhere. It is like a garden that nature made itself." "Yeah," said Captain Morden, his head tilting to the side. "From what I have seen in your files, Earth's wetlands are very rich with life. Many creatures live there. Why would humans avoid such places?" Teklon spoke slowly. "On our world, the few places with water are precious. We would never avoid them." Dr. Jiwon looked at Taiho with interest. She was always curious about human behavior and fears. "This is a good question, Taiho. Why do most humans feel uncomfortable in swamps?" Taiho thought for a moment. He realized that this simple question was opening up something much bigger. The aliens saw swamps as peaceful places full of life, but humans saw them very differently. "It's not that we think swamps are ugly," Taiho said carefully. "They can be very beautiful. The problem is what lives in them." Kikstra blinked her large eyes. "But life is good. More life means more beauty, more balance." "Not all life is friendly to humans," Taiho explained. "Earth swamps have many dangerous animals that hunt humans." Captain Morden's feathers stood up with excitement. "Predators! We understand predators, but surely humans are smart enough to avoid them or scare them away." "That's just it," said Taiho. "Some of Earth's swamp predators are very hard to avoid. They hide in the water where we cannot see them. They wait very patiently, and when they attack, humans have little chance to escape." The aliens looked at each other. Teklon spoke first. "What kind of predators are these?" Dr. Jiwon leaned forward, clearly interested in where this conversation was going. "Taiho, maybe you should tell them about one specific example. Something that really shows why humans are careful around swamps." Taiho nodded. He activated the holographic display in the center of the table. A blue light appeared, and slowly, an image began to form. "Let me tell you about anacondas," he said. The hologram showed a long, thick snake lying in shallow water. Even in the small holographic size, the alien visitors could see it was big. "This is an anaconda," Taiho explained. "They live in the swamps of South America on Earth." Kixtra's skin turned a curious green color. "It looks like a water snake. We have similar creatures on our world, but they eat small fish and plants. Are they dangerous?" "Very dangerous," said Taiho. "But not in the way you might think." He used his hand to control the hologram, making it larger. The snake image grew until it was almost as long as the table they sat around. Captain Morden's beak opened in surprise. That is much bigger than I expected." "An adult anaconda can be 30 feet long," Taiho said. "Some are even longer. They can weigh as much as 500 pounds. Teklon moved back slightly in his chair. "That is larger than most predators on our worlds. But size is not the worst part," Taiho continued. "Watch this." He changed the hologram to show the anaconda moving through water. The giant snake moved without making any waves or noise. It was almost invisible under the dark water. "They are silent hunters," Taiho explained. "An anaconda can stay underwater for many minutes. It moves without sound. A human standing in the water might never know it is there until it is too late." Dr. Jiwon added, "And humans move very slowly in water compared to how we move on land. In a swamp, we cannot run fast. We cannot climb easily. We are at a big disadvantage." Kixtra's skin was now a worried shade of dark blue. "How do they kill their prey?" Taiho changed the hologram again. Now it showed how an anaconda attacks. "They grab their prey with their mouth, but they don't use poison like some snakes. Instead, they wrap their body around their victim, the ray." Hologram showed the snake coiling around a large animal. Then they squeeze. Every time the prey breathes out, the anaconda tightens its grip. Soon the prey cannot breathe anymore. Captain Morden's feathers were now flat against his body, a sign of nervousness in his species. "And humans cannot break free from this grip?" "Very rarely," said Taiho. "An anaconda's muscles are incredibly strong. Once they have wrapped around something, few creatures can escape." The room was quiet for a moment. The aliens stared at the hologram, trying to understand what they were seeing. Finally, Kixtra spoke. "So when humans see a swamp, they think about these anacondas?" "Among other things, yes," said Taiho. "It's not that every swamp has anacondas. But humans have learned to be careful around places where such predators might live." Dr. Jiwon smiled slightly. "This is interesting from a psychological perspective. Humans have developed strong instincts about dangerous environments, even when the specific danger might not be present." Teklon spoke slowly, as always. "Your species learned to fear certain places because of the creatures that live there." "Exactly," said Taiho. "And anacondas are just one example. Earth swamps have many other dangerous predators too." Captain Mordoon looked thoughtful. "This explains much about human behavior that we have observed. Humans are always very careful when exploring new places." "We have to be," said Taiho. "Our home planet taught us that beautiful places can also be very dangerous." The aliens continued to stare at the hologram of the anaconda. They were beginning to understand that Earth was very different from their peaceful home worlds. And they were starting to realize that humans were different too, shaped by millions of years of living alongside such perfect predators. Dr. Jiwon made more notes on her tablet. She could see that this conversation was revealing something important about human nature that the aliens had never understood before. "Tell us more," said Kixtra quietly, her skin now a deep, thoughtful purple. "We want to understand why your world created such fears in your people." Taiho nodded. He realized that this simple question about swamps was opening a door to something much bigger, an explanation of what made humans unique in the galaxy. The next day, Taiho returned to the meeting room with 2 other humans. The 3 aliens were already waiting, their eyes fixed on the holographic display that still showed the anaconda from yesterday's discussion. "I brought some friends today," Taiho said as he sat down. "This is Lieutenant Cho Minho from Earth's military. He has real experience with dangerous places like swamps. Minho was a young man with short black hair and calm eyes. He wore a simple uniform and moved with the careful steps of someone trained for danger. He nodded to the aliens politely. "And this is Lee Hyuna," Taiho continued. "She studies plants in Earth's most dangerous places, including swamps." Hyuna was a woman in her 30s with long black hair tied back. She carried a tablet full of information about Earth's wild places. She smiled warmly at the alien visitors. Kixtra's skin turned a curious shade of green. "We have been thinking about your anaconda all night. We want to understand more about why humans fear such creatures." Captain Mordoon ruffled his feathers. "On our worlds, large predators are usually easy to see and avoid. They are fast or they are big, but not both, silent and deadly." Teklon spoke in his slow way. "We need to understand how these anacondas hunt. Size alone should not make humans so afraid." Minho leaned forward. "May I see the hologram controls? I want to show you something that might help." Taiho handed over the controls. Minho studied the display for a moment, then made the anaconda image larger and more detailed. "2 years ago, I was training with other soldiers in the Amazon rainforest," Minho began. "The Amazon has many swamps and rivers. My job was to teach soldiers how to survive if they got lost there." He changed the hologram to show a jungle scene with dark water. "We were walking along a river looking for a safe place to cross. The water looked calm and not too deep." The aliens watched carefully as Minho adjusted the display. Now it showed soldiers walking near the water's edge. "I was checking the water with a long stick," Minho continued. "I pushed it into the mud to see how deep it was. Everything seemed safe." Hyuna added, "The Amazon swamps look peaceful on the surface. The water is dark, but it reflects the sky and trees. It can be very beautiful." "What happened next?" asked Kixtra, her skin showing nervous blue colors. Minho made the hologram show an anaconda hidden under the water. It was so well hidden that, even knowing it was there, the aliens had trouble seeing it. "The anaconda was there the whole time," Minho said, "right where we wanted to cross. It had been waiting there for hours, maybe days. We never saw it." Captain Mordoon's head tilted sharply. "How did you discover it?" "We didn't," Minho said quietly. "It discovered us." He changed the hologram to show what happened next. The hidden snake suddenly moved, fast as lightning, grabbing the stick Minho was using to test the water. In 1 second, the stick was gone, Minho explained. "The anaconda's mouth is so strong that it crushed the wood like it was nothing. If that had been my leg instead of a stick." The aliens stared at the display. They could see how fast the attack happened. Even though they were expecting it, the speed surprised them. Teklon moved uncomfortably in his chair. "You could not see it before it attacked?" "Not at all," said Minho. "And this anaconda was not even fully grown. An adult would be much bigger and stronger." Hyuna activated her own tablet and connected it to the hologram system. "Let me show you why they are so hard to see." The display changed to show a real anaconda in its natural habitat. The snake was lying in shallow water among plants and fallen logs. "Look closely," Hyuna said. "Can you find the anaconda in this picture?" The alien studied the image carefully. After a long moment, Kixitra's skin turned confused purple. "I see water and plants, but—" "Exactly," said Hyuna. "The anaconda's skin looks exactly like the mud and plants around it. Their color changes slightly to match their surroundings." She used a pointer to outline where the snake was hiding. Even when shown exactly where to look, the aliens had trouble seeing it clearly. "This is camouflage," Hyuna explained. "The anaconda becomes invisible in its environment. Humans walking nearby would never know it was there." Captain Morden's feathers stood up with worry. "But surely there are signs, sounds, smells?" Minho shook his head. "Anacondas are completely silent when they hunt. They don't breathe often. When they are waiting, they don't move at all for hours. And they have no smell that humans can detect," added Hyuna. "Our noses are not good enough to find them." Taiho brought up a new image showing an anaconda's attack in slow motion. "Watch how they strike. This is why humans learn to fear swamps." The hologram showed the snake moving from completely still to lightning-fast attack in less than a second. Its mouth opened wide, showing rows of sharp teeth designed to grip prey. Those teeth curve backward, Minho explained. Once they bite something, their prey cannot pull away. The teeth only let things go deeper into the mouth. Kixtra's skin was now dark blue with fear. And then they squeeze? Then they squeeze, confirmed Huna. But not quickly. An anaconda kills slowly and carefully. The hologram showed how the snake wraps around its prey. Each coil was perfectly placed to control the victim's body. They don't crush their prey, Taiho explained. That would damage the meat. Instead, they stop their prey from breathing. Every time the prey breathes out, the anaconda tightens a little more, said Minho. Soon, the prey cannot take another breath. It stays awake and aware, but it cannot move or breathe. The aliens watched in horror as the hologram demonstrated this process. They could see how hopeless it would be for any creature caught this way. Teclon spoke very quietly. How long does this take? Several minutes, Huna answered. Long enough for the prey to understand what is happening, but not long enough to escape or be rescued. Captain Morden's voice was shaky. And humans cannot fight back against this? Minho looked serious. A human might be able to fight a small anaconda, but an adult anaconda is stronger than several humans together. Once it begins to coil around someone, that person has almost no chance. The worst part, added Huna, is that anacondas are smart. They don't just attack randomly. They study their prey first. They learn when animals come to drink water. They remember the best places to hide. Kixtra's skin was now almost black with fear. So they plan their attacks? Yes, said Taiho. An anaconda might watch the same spot for days, learning when prey animals visit. Then it positions itself perfectly and waits. This is why humans avoid swamps, Minho concluded. It's not just that anacondas are big and strong, it's that they are invisible, silent, patient, intelligent, and perfectly designed to kill things exactly our size. The room was quiet for a long moment. The aliens stared at the holographic anaconda, trying to understand what they had learned. Finally, Captain Morden spoke. Your ancestors lived alongside these creatures? For millions of years, confirmed Huna. Humans who were not careful around water died. Only the careful ones survived to have children. Teclon nodded slowly. So human fear of swamps is not weakness. It is wisdom learned over millions of years. Exactly, said Taiho. Every human carries the memory of ancestors who survived by being afraid of the right things. Kixtra's skin slowly returned to a normal blue color. We are beginning to understand. But tell us, are there other predators like this in Earth swamps? Minho and Huna looked at each other and smiled grimly. Anacondas, said Minho, are just the beginning. The next morning, 2 new humans joined the group in the meeting room. Dr. Kangsora was a tall woman with kind eyes who studied how animals changed over millions of years. Jin Wusung was younger, with thick glasses, and he studied why humans act the way they do. We heard about your discussions, Dr. Sora said as she sat down. We think we can help explain why anacondas are so frightening to humans. The 3 aliens looked tired. They had spent another night thinking about the giant snakes and their hunting methods. Kixtra's skin was a worried shade of purple. We have been trying to understand. On our worlds, predators are either very fast or very strong. But they are not both invisible and patient like your anacondas. That's exactly the point, said Dr. Sora. She activated the holographic display and showed a timeline stretching back millions of years. Let me tell you about evolution. Jin Wusung added, evolution is how animals change over time to become better at surviving. Dr. Sora pointed to the timeline. 50 million years ago, the ancestors of anacondas were much smaller. They were probably only 6 feet long. The hologram showed a smaller snake-hunting fish in ancient waters. But over millions of years, something interesting happened, Dr. Sora continued. The anacondas got bigger. Do you know why? Captain Morden tilted his head thoughtfully. Bigger snakes could catch bigger prey? Exactly, said Dr. Sora. But here's the important part. As anacondas got bigger, their prey also got smarter and faster. So the anacondas had to become better hunters too. The hologram showed this process happening over time. Snakes growing larger, prey animals becoming more careful, snakes developing better camouflage and hunting skills. This went on for millions of years, Dr. Sora explained. Each generation of anacondas had to be better than their parents, or they would starve. Jin Wusung leaned forward. What Dr. Sora is describing is called an evolutionary arms race. The predators and prey are always trying to beat each other. Teklon spoke slowly. So modern anacondas are the result of millions of years of becoming perfect killers. Perfect is the right word, said Dr. Sora. Modern anacondas are not just big snakes. They are the end result of millions of years of evolutionary improvement. She changed the hologram to show an anaconda's body in detail. Look at their muscle structure. Every part of their body is designed for one thing, grabbing and holding prey that tries to escape. The display showed how an anaconda's muscles worked. Unlike other animals, almost every muscle in their body could be used for squeezing. A big cat like a lion uses maybe 30% of its muscles when it attacks, Dr. Sora explained. An anaconda uses 90% of its muscles when it squeezes. Hyuna, who had stayed for today's discussion, added, and their skin has special sensors that detect heat and movement. They can find warm-blooded animals even in complete darkness. The hologram showed these heat sensors on the anaconda's face. They glowed softly, showing how they could detect the body heat of animals nearby. So they don't need to see their prey, said Kixtra, her skin turning darker with understanding. That's right, said Jin Wusung. But there's more. Anacondas also have excellent memories. He changed the display to show an anaconda's brain. They remember where they found prey before. They remember which animals come to drink water at different times of day. They can plan their hunts. Captain Morden's feathers were flat against his body. They think about hunting? Very much, said Dr. Sora. An anaconda might spend weeks choosing the perfect spot for an ambush. They consider water depth, hiding places, and prey behavior patterns. Minho nodded. In my military training, we learned that anacondas often use the same hunting spot for months. They know exactly where animals will come to drink. Dr. Sora brought up a new image showing an anaconda wading in water. Notice how they position themselves. Their body makes a perfect loop under the water. When prey steps into the loop, the anaconda only needs to tighten the circle. The aliens watched as the hologram demonstrated this trap. It was simple but incredibly effective. The prey animal doesn't even know it's standing inside a trap, explained Jin Wusung. By the time the anaconda moves, it's already too late, Yuna added. And anacondas can hold their breath for up to 10 minutes. They can wait underwater without moving, without making bubbles, for longer than most animals would even look for danger. 10 minutes? Kixtra's skin was now almost black with fear. A human would never watch one spot for 10 minutes. Exactly, said Dr. Sora. Humans evolved to move around, to stay active, but anacondas evolved to be perfectly patient. Jin Wusung pulled up another display. This brings us to why humans fear swamps so much. It's not just about anacondas. The new image showed a human walking through a swamp, but this time it highlighted all the disadvantages humans faced. In water, humans move slowly, Jin explained. We cannot run fast, we cannot jump far, we cannot climb easily. Meanwhile, added Dr. Sora, anacondas move through water faster than humans can move on land. The hologram showed this comparison. A human walking through knee-deep water moved very slowly. An anaconda swimming through the same water moved like lightning. Worse yet, said Minho. Humans cannot see well in dark water. We cannot hear well underwater. We cannot smell danger. But anacondas can do all of these things perfectly, finished Hyuna. Teklon was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, So in a swamp, humans have every disadvantage, and anacondas have every advantage. Now you understand, said Jin Wusung. Human fear of swamps is not about being scared of nature. It's about recognizing a place where we are completely outmatched. Dr. Sora changed the display one more time. Now it showed human ancestors from millions of years ago. The humans who survived to become our ancestors were the ones who were afraid of the right things, she explained. The humans who were not, afraid of swamps, died without having children. Over millions of years, added Jin, only the most careful humans survived, the ones who could sense danger, who avoided risky places, who never let their guard down around water. Captain Morden looked thoughtful. So modern humans carry the fear that kept their ancestors alive? Exactly, said Dr. Sora. When a human sees dark water, something deep in their brain says danger. This feeling saved their ancestors from anacondas and other predators. Kikstra's skin slowly turned to a thoughtful blue. This fear is not weakness. It is ancient wisdom. Yes, said Jin Wusung. And it's not just conscious fear. Human bodies automatically prepare for danger around swamps. Heart rate increases, muscles tense, senses become sharper. Even humans who have never seen an anaconda will feel nervous in a swamp, added Dr. Sora. The fear is built into their genes. Yuna pulled up images of other swamp predators. And remember, anacondas are not the only danger in Earth's swamps. The display showed crocodiles, venomous snakes, and other predators. Each one was perfectly adapted to hunt in water. Earth's swamps are like universities for predators, said Minho. Only the smartest, strongest, and most patient hunters survive. There. And humans had to live alongside all of them, added Dr. Sora. The aliens stared at the display showing various swamp predators. Each one looked perfectly designed to kill. Finally, Captain Morden spoke. We are beginning to understand something important about humans. What's that? Asked Taiho. Your species did not just survive on Earth, Captain Morden said slowly. You survived on a planet that was trying to kill you every day. Jin Wusung smiled. And that experience changed us in ways we're still discovering. Kikstra's skin turned curious green. What other ways did these predators change humans? Dr. Sora and Jin looked at each other. They both smiled. That, said Dr. Sora, is a much bigger story. The fourth day brought 2 more humans to the meeting room. Commander Yoon Dae-sung was an older man with gray hair and sharp eyes. He walked with the confidence of someone who had made difficult decisions for many years. Dr. No Yoonji was a middle-aged woman who studied how different species think and behave. We heard about your discussions on anacondas, Commander Yoon said as he sat down. But I think you need to understand something important. Anacondas are not special on Earth. The 3 aliens looked confused. Kikstra's skin turned questioning. Yellow. What do you mean? They seem like perfect predators. They are perfect predators, said Dr. No. But Earth has many perfect predators. Each one specialized for different environments and different types of hunting. Taiho activated the holographic display. Let me show you what we mean. The display changed to show a large crocodile lying motionless in muddy water. Its eyes and nostrils were barely above the surface. This is a crocodile, Taiho explained. Like anacondas, they live in swamps and rivers, but they hunt differently. Commander Yoon pointed to the crocodile's armored skin. Crocodiles are living tanks. Their skin is so thick that most weapons cannot hurt them. They have been almost unchanged for 200 million years. 200 million years? Captain Morden's voice was shaky. That means they were perfect hunters before your species even existed. Exactly, said Dr. No. Crocodiles learned to be perfect ambush predators long before humans appeared. When early humans came to rivers for water, crocodiles were already waiting. The hologram showed how crocodiles hunt. Like anacondas, they wait motionless for hours. But when they attack, they use pure explosive power. A crocodile's bite is the strongest of any animal on Earth, explained Commander Yoon. Once they grab something, they perform what we call a death roll. The display demonstrated this terrible technique. The crocodile spun rapidly in the water, using its body weight and the water's resistance to tear apart its prey. No animal can survive being grabbed by a crocodile, said Taiho quietly. Teklan moved uncomfortably. So humans had to worry about Both anacondas and crocodiles in swamps? And more, said Dr. No. She changed the display to show a large shark swimming in dark water. Earth's oceans have their own perfect predators. The shark in the hologram was enormous with rows of razor-sharp teeth and dead black eyes. This is a great white shark, Dr. No explained. They can smell blood in the water from miles away. They can sense the electrical signals from a beating heart, Commander Yoon added. Sharks have been hunting in Earth's oceans for 400 million years. They are older than trees. 400 million years of evolution to become perfect. Ocean killers, said Taiho. When humans tried to cross water or fish in the ocean, sharks were there. The hologram showed a shark attack. The speed was incredible, faster than the aliens could follow. Sharks attack from below, explained Dr. No. Their prey never sees them coming. One bite from a great white shark can cut a human in half. Kikstra's skin was now dark purple with fear. How many perfect predators does Earth have? Dozens, said Commander Yoon. Each environment has its own specialized killers. The display changed to show a massive brown bear standing on its back legs. It was taller than 2 humans stacked on top of each other. This is a grizzly bear, said Taiho. They live in forests and mountains. They are stronger than 10 humans combined. Bears are not just strong, added Dr. No. They are also very smart. They can solve complex problems, they remember where food is located, and they can track prey for days. The hologram showed the bear's claws. Each one was longer than a human hand and sharper than knives. One swipe from a bear's paw can break every bone in a human's chest, said Commander Yoon matter-of-factly. Captain Morden was breathing quickly, his feathers standing straight up. All of these predators lived on Earth with humans? At the same time, confirmed Dr. No. But we're not finished. The display changed again, showing a beautiful big cat with golden fur and incredible muscles. This is a lion, said Taiho. They hunt in groups called prides. They are smart enough to work together, plan attacks, and surround their prey. Lions can run faster than humans, explained Commander Yoon. They can jump farther than humans. They can see better in the dark than humans. And they hunt as a team, added Dr. No. While one lion distracts the prey, others attack from behind. The hologram demonstrated a pride of lions hunting. Their coordination was perfect, like a military unit. Teclon spoke very slowly. Your ancestors faced all of these predators? Every day, said Commander Yoon. And we haven't even mentioned the venomous snakes. The display showed a cobra with its hood spread wide, ready to strike. Some earth snakes kill with poison, explained Dr. No. One bite can kill a human in minutes. The poison attacks the nervous system, paralyzing the victim while they remain conscious. Others have poison that destroys blood and tissue, added Taiho. The victim bleeds to death from the inside. The aliens stared at the parade of perfect predators. Each one seemed designed specifically to kill human-sized prey. Now do you understand? Asked Commander Yoon. Humans didn't just learn to fear swamps because of anacondas. We learned to fear dozens of different environments, each with its own perfect killers. Dr. No brought up a new display showing early humans trying to survive in this dangerous world. Our ancestors had to be smarter than all of these predators, she said. They had to outthink crocodiles, outplan lions, avoid sharks, and stay hidden from bears. Most importantly, added Commander Yoon, they had to do all of this at the same time. Earth has no safe places. Every environment has its own deadly predators. Jin Wusung, who had stayed for this meeting, spoke up. This is why humans think differently from other species in the galaxy. How so? Asked Kikstra, her skin now a mixture of fear and curiosity. Commander Yoon smiled grimly. Watch this. He walked around the room and the aliens noticed something strange. His eyes constantly moved, checking corners, exits, and potential hiding places. His body position always kept him able to move quickly in any direction. I just analyzed this room for threats, Commander Yoon explained. I identified 3 escape routes, 2 potential weapons, and the best defensive positions. I did this automatically without thinking about it. Dr. No nodded. All humans do this, we cannot help it. Our brains are constantly looking for dangers and planning how to survive them. This is why humans are good at strategy, added Commander Yoon. We learn to think like predators in order to avoid becoming prey. He demonstrated by predicting exactly where Kikstra would move next, then explaining how he knew. You always move to your left when you're nervous, he told the surprised alien. You prefer to keep walls on your right side. You position yourself near the door when you're uncomfortable. Kikstra's skin turned shocked blue. How did you know all of that? Humans automatically study behavior patterns, explained Dr. No. We learned to read the smallest signs that might indicate danger or opportunity. Commander Yoon continued. When early humans hunted, they had to predict where prey would go. When they were hunted, they had to predict where predators would attack. This made us very good at understanding patterns and planning ahead. Captain Morden looked thoughtful. So humans became strategic thinkers because of these predators? Exactly, said Jin Wusung. The same mental skills that helped our ancestors avoid anacondas now help us explore space, solve complex problems, and adapt to new situations. Dr. No pulled up a comparison chart. Look at the difference between human thinking and typical prey animal thinking. The chart showed that most prey animals react to immediate threats, but humans plan for future dangers, even ones they have never seen before. When humans land on a new planet, explained Commander Yoon, we automatically start looking for predators, escape routes, and defensive positions. We assume danger exists until we prove it doesn't. Other species assume safety until they encounter danger, added Dr. No. This is a fundamental difference in thinking. Taiho spoke up. This is why humans seem paranoid to other species. We're always preparing for threats that might not exist. But this paranoia is what kept us alive on Earth, said Commander Yoon. And now it's what makes us good at surviving in unknown environments. The aliens were quiet for a long time, processing what they had learned. Finally, Kikstra spoke. So human fear of swamps is not really about swamps at all. No, said Dr. No. It's about a way of thinking that helped us survive the most dangerous planet in the galaxy. Commander Yoon smiled. And that way of thinking is now helping us explore the stars. On the 5th day, all the humans and aliens gathered together in the meeting room one last time. The holographic display showed a peaceful image of Earth from space, blue and green and beautiful. Kikstra's skin was a thoughtful shade of deep blue. We have spent 4 days learning about human fears, but now we understand that these fears are actually human strengths. Captain Morden's feathers were calm now, lying flat against his body. When we first asked about swamps, we thought humans were weak for avoiding beautiful places. Now we know better, added Teklon in his slow, careful way. Humans are not weak. Humans are survivors. Taiho smiled. It took us a while to understand it ourselves. For a long time, humans thought our caution was a weakness too. Dr. Jiwon, who had been quietly taking notes throughout all the discussions, spoke up. What's interesting is how this conversation started with a simple question about recreation, but revealed something much deeper about human nature. Commander Yoon nodded. The aliens asked why we fear swamps. The real answer is that we don't just fear swamps. We fear any environment where we might be at a disadvantage. But that fear makes us careful, added Dr. Sora. And being careful has kept humans alive for millions of years. Kikstra moved closer to the holographic display showing Earth. Your planet looks so peaceful from space, but now we know it is full of perfect predators. Every environment, confirmed Yuna. Swamps have anacondas and crocodiles. Oceans have sharks. Forests have bears and big cats. Even the sky has hunting birds with incredible eyesight and sharp claws. Jin Wusung added, this is why humans developed such complex thinking. We had to be smarter than all of these predators to survive. Captain Morden tilted his head thoughtfully. And now humans use this same thinking to explore space? Exactly, said Commander Yoon. When humans land on a new planet, we automatically start looking for dangers. We study the environment carefully before we trust it. Other species might see a beautiful alien landscape and feel safe, explained Dr. No. But humans see the same landscape and immediately start thinking, where could predators hide? How would we escape if attacked? What could go wrong? Teclon spoke slowly. This is why humans are such good explorers. You expect danger even in safe places. And we're usually right to be careful, said Minho. The galaxy is full of unknown dangers. Human caution has saved many lives during space exploration. Kikstra's skin turned an excited shade of bright green. We have been thinking about this all night. We want to ask you something important. What's that? Asked Tejo. The Galactic Council is planning expeditions to several dangerous worlds, Kikstra explained. Worlds with unknown predators and environmental hazards. Captain Morden ruffled his feathers with excitement. We need beings who can assess threats quickly and develop survival strategies. Beings who can think like predators to avoid becoming prey, added Teclon. Dr. Jiwan smiled. You want humans to help with the expeditions? More than that, said Kikstra. We want humans to lead the safety planning for all dangerous world explorations. Commander Yoon looked interested. You trust us with that responsibility? We understand now that humans have skills other species lack, explained Captain Morden. Your ancestors survived Earth by developing the best threat assessment abilities in the galaxy. When you see a swamp, you automatically think about anacondas, said Kikstra. When we see a swamp, we think about how pretty the water looks. Your way of thinking could save lives, added Teclon. Dr. Sora leaned forward. This is fascinating from an evolutionary perspective. Earth's dangerous environment created humans with survival skills that are useful throughout the galaxy. The same instincts that made your ancestors afraid of dark water, now make you careful about exploring unknown alien environments, explained Dr. No. Jin Wusung smiled. What started as fear became wisdom. What started as weakness became strength. Taiho activated the holographic display one more time. Instead of showing predators, it now showed human explorers on various alien worlds, always careful, always alert, always planning for potential dangers. You know what's interesting? Taiho said. Humans are still afraid of swamps on Earth, even though we now have weapons and technology that could protect us from anacondas. Why? Asked Kikstra, her skin showing curious yellow colors. Because the fear is built into us, explained Dr. Jiwan. It's automatic. When a human sees dark water, their brain immediately starts preparing for danger, even if they know they're safe. And that's exactly what makes you valuable to the Galactic Council, said Captain Morden. You cannot turn off your threat assessment. Instincts. You're always alert for danger. Commander Yoon looked thoughtful. There's something else to consider. Humans don't just avoid dangerous places. We also learned how to make dangerous places safe. What do you mean? Asked Teclon. We build bridges over swamps instead of walking through them, explained Hyuna. We use boats to cross deep water instead of swimming. We carry lights to see in dark places. Humans learn to change the environment instead of just avoiding it, added Minho. Dr. Sora nodded. This is another result of living with so many predators. Humans became tool makers and problem solvers. Other species might just avoid dangerous places forever, said Jin Wusong. But humans find ways to make dangerous places safe. Kikstra's skin turned bright blue with excitement. So humans can both identify dangers and solve the problems those dangers create? That's right, said Taiho. We learn to think like predators to avoid them, and we learn to think like engineers to overcome them. Captain Morden stood up, his feathers bright with enthusiasm. The Galactic Council needs to hear about this immediately. Humans have abilities that could revolutionize how we explore dangerous worlds. You see threats where we see beauty, said Kikstra, but you also see solutions where we see only problems. Teclon spoke carefully. We came here thinking human fear was a limitation. Now we understand it is your greatest strength. Dr. No smiled. Fear taught humans to be smart. Smart humans learn to be brave. Brave humans learn to explore. Commander, Yoon stood up as well. I think this cultural exchange has been more successful than anyone expected. We asked about swamps, said Captain Morden, and learned about what makes humans unique in the galaxy. Tejo looked around at all the faces, human and alien, gathered in the room. You know what I find amazing? This all started because Kijkstra couldn't understand why humans don't relax in swamps. Kijkstra's skin cycled through happy colors. And now we understand that the reason you don't relax in swamps is the same reason you're the galaxy's best survivors. The galaxy is a dangerous place, said Commander Yoon. It needs explorers who understand danger. It needs beings who are afraid of the right things, added Dr. Jiwan. It needs humans, concluded Captain Mordun. As the meeting ended, the aliens looked at the humans with new respect. They had come to understand human fears, but in the process they had discovered human strengths. The conversation that began with a simple question about recreational activities had revealed something profound, that humanity's greatest weakness was actually their greatest strength, and that the fears learned in Earth's swamps would help them survive among the stars. Outside the meeting room windows, space stretched out vast and unknown, full of dangers that had not yet been discovered. But now the galaxy would have explorers who had learned their caution from anacondas, their strategy from surviving alongside perfect predators, and their courage from millions of years of refusing to give up. The aliens had asked why humans fear swamps. Now they knew. Humans fear swamps because fear keeps humans alive. And in a dangerous galaxy, that was exactly what everyone needed.